Now on CoastTV News.
The dog days of winter, the ideas proposed for Rehoboth's beach and boardwalk when it comes to canines. Tiny homes, but big regulations. The rules Lewis is looking at as it attempts to add affordable housing. Progressive pumpkins, how to dispose of that jack-o'-lantern in a way that helps the environment. A deep dip in temps, how Mother Nature's cold shoulder could hurt some businesses.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Houses like these could come to Lewis if City Council gives the okay. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with the discussion about tiny homes in Lewis.
New, the City of Lewis is reviewing how proposed tiny homes would work within those city limits. And live in Lewis is CoastTV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, the city is meeting right now.
Maddie, right behind me here at the Margaret Rollins Center, the city's planning commission is discussing how accessory dwelling units would potentially work here in the city and the possibility of maybe having them as well. Well, what is an accessory dwelling unit? Well, let me show you. Take a look at your screen right now. These here are sketches of what accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, might look like in the city. Basically, they are tiny houses or tiny apartments that are built on already existing pieces of property that then neighbors would rent out to people needing an affordable place to stay. The city is open to the idea due to a lack of housing within city limits. Tonight, the Planning Commission is discussing things such as rent, parking spaces, and more. We actually spoke with someone who builds ADUs in Georgetown, and he says it can be a solution to these problems.
Practically speaking, we can, from raw dirt to a development, we can do it in 6 months, but you have to get the approvals to do it. So the political will is really what's needed to drive this thing forward.
A meeting is going on right now, and we will have the outcome on any discussions on CoastTV News at 11. I'm Charles Reiner, live in Lewis, CoastTV News.
Thank you, Charles. Have you ever wanted to walk your dog on the beach or boardwalk in the summertime? Well, the City of Rehoboth Beach says a lot of dog owners have asked for that, but it's not without a bit of debate. Live in Rehoboth Beach is CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, the topic has some people divided.
Maddie and Charlie, even on a cold day like today, dog owners are enjoying this boardwalk. Now, some believe on a busy summer day, there's just no room. Kristen Uzadis frequently walks her dog in Rehoboth Beach during the off-season. Uzadis wants to see a change to the rules about dogs being allowed on the beach and boardwalk because she says her dog enjoys being on the beach.
I love the idea. I understand that if it's too busy, maybe there should be like restricted times or something, but it would be nice.
Currently in Rehoboth Beach, dogs are not allowed on the beach or boardwalk anytime from May 1st to September 30th. The city says it decided to create a poll about possibly allowing dogs on the beach and boardwalk during the summer because it is a hot topic in the area. Due to the increase in visitors during the summer, one person who spoke with CoastTV believes this is not a good idea.
I think that when it's really crowded out here, the same way people get spooked, so might the dogs. I think it's just not good for their health. I think it's not good for the people and the dogs.
Since mixing the large summer crowds with dogs could cause some commotion, one dog owner says if they change the rules, it makes it more important for dog owners to make the right decision.
I think that if there's responsible dog owners, that would be a good idea to let the dogs interact during the summer months also.
Rehoboth Beach Animal Committee will present the issue to the commissioners at the December 4th meeting. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Elisa. The town of Dewey Beach is re-examining allowable distance between driveway entrances and intersections. Another public hearing is scheduled. The town is looking to change the allowable distance a driveway can be from an intersection from 50 feet to 40 feet. Dewey Beach commissioners have expressed safety concerns regarding the distance between driveway entrances and intersections. The town wants to find a way to simplify the measuring system for the public. Now, that next meeting is November 17th at 6:30 p.m.
Now through November 30th, the Delaware Department of Insurance is hosting Medicare open enrollment events throughout the state. The department says the events are for those who have questions about choosing Medicare health plans for 2024 and learning about new benefits. According to the department, events will be held in Georgetown by appointment at the Department of Insurance office on Wednesdays from 9:30 to 3 p.m. The Medicare open enrollment period ends on December 7th.
Want to win one of Delaware's status symbols, a low-digit tag? Then tomorrow is the last day to register for that lottery. You may register only once per driver's license or identification card. The DMV will randomly start selecting winners from November 6th through the 10th. Drawings will be held at 9 a.m. each day.
Delawareans are encouraged to participate in public input sessions hosted by the governor's Energy Advisory Council. These sessions offer opportunity to learn about the state's energy plan, provide valuable input, and get informed about existing energy efficiency and renewable energy programs. According to DENREC, the council is working to reduce carbon emissions and focused on understanding Delaware's current energy landscape and its future goals. These sessions held in each county will run from 5 to 7 p.m. The one in Georgetown will be held on November 15th at the Cheer Community Center.
Tonight, our Coast TV meteorologists say a deep frost is headed to Sussex County. For people with plants or gardens, that means bringing plants indoors, harvesting what you can before the frost hits. The Weathered Eye Farm says some plants like arugula and mixed greens, they won't be hurt as badly by the drop in temperature, but this is Mother Nature's reminder to start planting for the winter and put together your hoop greenhouses.
I think for the average gardener it makes a big difference, so really got to pay attention. For us it's just the season, and this is the kickoff of the winter season. It just means that things like planting garlic, which is an overwinter crop, it's pretty much time to start thinking about doing that.
And plants aren't the only things to worry about in the cold. What about us? Well, we want to know, are you happier when winter weather gets here? Let's take a look at the results so far.
Taking a look at our megaphone poll, we were asking people if they wanted the winter weather, but 66% say no, they're over it. They would rather have the heat. 34% though say they like the cold. Good for them, not for us maybe.
Not really my preferred state of being, but you know, everybody has their own thing. You can vote in this poll. It's really easy to do. To go to coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we're going to show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
As we take a live look right now into Ocean City from the 45th Street Tap House camera, courtesy of Hershey's Exteriors. A beautiful night out there. It looks beautiful, probably feels a little different. Our first alert, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joined us now with a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. I kind of like that. I've never heard freezing weather described as different. Yeah, I'd say different, all right? I mean, we're looking for that same different in the forecast throughout all the inland areas like, Millsboro, Frankfort, Selbyville, Longneck, Milton, just to name a few. Temperatures are expected to fall well below freezing. That's why there's a freeze warning in effect. We're expecting this to kick in by midnight and then end right around, let's say, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, that's where we have concerns for actual just freezing. But also, we could see some frost, a tad bit warmer, but not by much, okay? Frost developing in Lewis along Wolf Neck Road, Cape Henlopen State Park, Midway along Highway 1, also inclusive in areas like South Bethany, Fenwick Island, Landing Road, as well as Crosswind Landing. Now, also, as you travel a little bit more to the south, you'll notice that the freeze warning goes into effect as well as throughout portions of Accomack, Somerset, Wacomico, and Worcester counties. That's basically everywhere south of Sussex. So everybody's dealing with 30 and below temps tonight. Will that stick around for a long period of time, or is this a one-trick pony? We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Paul, new in South Bethany, the town council has formed a new committee to assist in evaluating risks to infrastructure and public and private property from severe weather threats. According to the town, those threats include coastal erosion, storms, flooding, and sea level rise events. Also, to help with flooding mitigation, the town says it was recently awarded a hazard mitigation grant that comes from FEMA. The town says the funding will help conduct an engineer's study that will evaluate possible measures to address flooding on York Road and neighboring streets. Officials say a request for proposals for the study is currently being drafted with the hope that a consultant will be hired and the study will commence in early 2024.
Another coast town also thinking about flooding mitigation is Dewey Beach. On November 8th, the town will hear a presentation by Beacon Engineering about a proposal for flood mitigation on Reed Avenue. It's quite known to locals and frequent visitors that Reed Avenue floods every time it rains, pretty much just like you see on your screen here. An official flooding mitigation plan might be voted on.
After 4 hybrid meetings held recently about the federal offshore wind farm project, it's now your time for feedback. The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management is accepting comments about the project until November 20th. Public comments can be those supporting or opposing the proposed development of an offshore wind farm coming approximately 10 nautical miles offshore of Ocean City and approximately 9 nautical miles offshore Sussex County.
We have a lot more news to get to this evening.
Although it's November, some already getting into the Christmas and holiday season of giving. Find out how you can contribute to Delaware's Natural Resources Police Toys for Tots drive this year.
Well, thanks to a freeze warning, it's beginning to feel a whole lot like Christmas. Seems like it's jumping the gun, but we do have a bit of good news in the midst of all this cold weather we're expecting.
First, farm animals getting their trick or treating in, how leftover Halloween pumpkins can help local farmers and also the environment. Don't go anywhere. We are back in just 60 seconds.
Get your new roof from All Exteriors now with 25% off your full roofing or siding replacement and free financing for 12 months.
Call All Exteriors for a same-day or Saturday appointment and get your quote on the spot.
Call All Exteriors now.
When you bank with the Farmers Bank of Willards, something wonderful happens. You make a difference in your own community. The Farmers Bank has remained locally owned and operated for nearly 100 years, and decisions on where to invest profits are still made right here by local people. In just the last 25 years, over $200 million have been reinvested into our local economy to help local families, businesses, schools, towns, and youth programs build and grow and prosper.
Switch to the Farmers Bank of Willards, where people matter.
Need a roofing or siding repair? All Exteriors serves all of Delmarva with prompt, friendly service. Get that repair off your to-do list. Call or visit allexteriorsmd.com. Roofing, siding, gutters, and more. All Exteriors, all taken care of.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The festivities of Halloween may have ended for humans last night, but they're just beginning for livestock. Looks fun.
Oh my goodness. As Coast TV News reporter Tori Seagraves shows us, there are plenty of ways to support the environment and local farmers with your leftover pumpkins.
It may be a little late in the season for pumpkin spice, but for these goats, it's that time of year. Now that Halloween is over, local farms like Goat Joy are asking for your leftover pumpkins.
The older ones, once they figure out that that's a pumpkin, they will just dig right in and go to town. The younger ones, I'm sure, will be a little apprehensive at first until they get their first taste, and then they'll be right in there with them too.
The gourds are tasty for goats, cows, and pigs, but the Delaware Department of Agriculture says they are also good for them.
Pumpkins just are really nutrient dense, and so the livestock that are consuming them get a ton of nutrients. Also, it's really great for their digestive system.
Pumpkins can even make a great snack for wildlife like deer if you live near woods. But be careful not to violate baiting laws since it is hunting season.
We would hate for anyone to put out pumpkins in their wooded property and then go out hunting and not realizing that by putting out pumpkins that could be baiting.
Pumpkin pieces also make a great contribution to a compost pile. Ritter says the overall goal is to get rid of the seasonal decor in an eco-friendly way to help local farmers.
By donating your pumpkins to the animals, you're keeping them out of the landfills. You're just recycling. It's the ultimate form of recycling. Turns it into fertilizer for the ground.
Farmers ask that if you donate pumpkins to make sure they haven't been treated with chemicals or painted, and only throw them directly into an animal pen if you have permission from the owner. If you'd like to drop off your leftover pumpkins to the goats here at Goat Joy, you can leave them at the end of the driveway by the sign. I'm Tori Seagraves in Harbison, Coast TV News.
Oh, so that's why Tori came back like this. She's missing a finger. Anyway, Just kidding, just kidding. We have a frost or freeze concern for tonight. We'll talk more about that in your full forecast. And Tori is just fine. I'm only joking.
The internet won't work.
Great. Now CJ thinks I ghosted him.
Who brought this into the house?
I can't work from home like this.
Killer move. Switching us to 5G internet. Game over.
Can't escape the horrors of internet drama? Switch to Extreme and live in peace with an always-on, always-fast connection. Get Internet 100 and whole home Wi-Fi for $34.99 a month for 2 years.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. But I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew is a good crew. Really fine people, are professional, and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
With Food Lion Feeds, I get to give back in ways I never imagined.
What are you doing? I'm picking tomatoes.
From growing fresh produce for our neighbors in need, to remodeling local pantries so we can help even more people. But my favorite thing is delivering hot meals to make Miss Baker's day.
Got your favorite? That looks delicious.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds, here for every moment.
Old trucks, young love, and Saturday nights. Now I wanna love somebody like you.
Just keep on telling yourself I'm not pretty.
1039 and 1063. We're local, we're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
NBC Nightly News, weeknights at 6:30 on Coast TV.
At Delmarva Dental Services, we have so much to be thankful for.
I'm thankful for the opportunity to serve our amazing patients.
I'm thankful for our dedicated and friendly team, making your dental experience exceptional.
I'm thankful that you trust us with your smiles.
I'm thankful for the toothbrush, our everyday hero in oral care.
Most of all, we're thankful for you, our valued patients and friends.
We are Delmarva Dental Services.
Open 6 days a week with convenient hours. Call and schedule your appointment today.
As early as last week, we began to forewarn you about the possibility of freezing weather to kick in. Well, it looks like it's going to come into fruition and right on schedule. We'll talk more about the warnings and the advisories that are in effect for tonight, going into tomorrow, and perhaps even the next couple of days. This is courtesy of our Royal Plus camera. We have the winds right now at about 9 miles per hour. But as I look at our expectations for tonight, we're going to fall into the lower 50s rather rapidly thanks to clear skies and relatively light winds. And of course, the winds out of the north. That helps with adding a little more extra cheddar on top of this cold sandwich that we're talking about. This morning, we start off at 40 degrees in Georgetown, 39 in Salisbury. Nothing compared to what we're going to feel tonight going into tomorrow morning. It feels like the mid to upper 40s right now, generally speaking, across all of Delmarva. Everybody's enjoying clear skies, and we have a freeze warning in effect. It goes into effect midnight tonight, and it ends at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, about mid-morning for the most part. Now, where you see the deep purple, we're looking for temperatures well below freezing and freezing to occur. If there's any kind of moisture anywhere, it's going to freeze pretty quickly overnight. Now, we also have concerns for frost. Now, the difference between the two, a couple of temperature differences, but our expectation as far as precip is concerned. You see, with frost, we're looking for crystallization to occur on grassy areas, for example, in areas like Lewis, Midway, North Shores, and Rehoboth Beach. Now, it's not going to be quite as cold as the inland areas. That's because of its proximity to the water, which is a lot warmer than the land mass, because the land mass will warm and cool quicker than, let's say, what's happening along the water. Also, this pink that if you're wondering about that, that's still an active small craft advisory with 25 mile per hour winds along with this cold. Yeah. It's that kind of cold for right now. But generally speaking, we're seeing what little precipitation in the northeast. It's breaking up. We have a trough to our north, but I don't see that trough swinging down and causing us any complications. In fact, I don't even think it's going to bring us any clouds. Now, our frost and freeze timing, to be more exact for you, Thursday, we're looking for a light freeze. Not necessarily hard freeze, but at least a light freeze. Then on Friday, we're looking for frost likely, okay? So it gets progressively better as we get a little closer to the weekend. But listen, this is what we're expecting tonight. Look at all those 20s, okay? For Harrington, just about everywhere. We're looking for 20s just to our west and to our south. We're at 28 in Berlin, just as an example. And so we start off in the morning time, clear. Now, as for Friday, it's not going to be quite as cold, but we'll be in the 30s, but it's still going to feel a little bit on the chilly side. Here's a look at your apple picking forecast, just in case that's one of the things you want to do. Listen, we are looking for sunshine and 52 to 62 to 68. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Over the weekend, we're going to fall back with our time frame, but we will at least warm back up Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Paul, the city of Milford is trying to keep roads safe for children with an awareness campaign and slowing drivers down. The city's speed awareness campaign, Keep Kids Alive 25, is accepting spring sign orders. The goal is to get people to drive 25 miles an hour on the road. City officials say people within city limits can apply to get one of those signs.
In honor of Veterans Day and appreciation for the service to the nation by veterans of Delmarva, Tidal Health is pleased to offer free flu shots to all veterans and their spouses. The free flu vaccinations will be provided on November 11th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. The American Legion Nanaco Post 6 in Seaford, that's where you can go.
Delaware's Natural Resources Police are spreading holiday cheer early this year. Starting Friday, that's November 3rd, they're collecting Toys for Tots program. These toys will be given to underprivileged children in local communities. Toys for Tots accepts new unwrapped toys for kids of all ages. You can drop off the toys until December 10th in Sussex County. Donations are being accepted at the Delaware Natural Resources Police Office in Georgetown, weekdays from 8:30 to 4.
Join us right here on Coast TV to watch Sunday Night Football. This Sunday, it's going to be the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals. Battle of a couple good quarterbacks right there. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then right after the game, we have your hyper-local Coast TV news to get you ready for the work week.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? The postseason is upon us, and fall sports are going to be on the Delmarva Sports Network tonight. Two local teams have very big tests ahead. We start off with Sussex Academy. They finished the regular season 9-6, winning their end of the season finale 6-0 against Appoquinimink. They take on an upstate squad in Concord. Concord is 9-5. and finishing off the regular season with 4 straight wins. The first round in the DIAA playoffs, winner advances to the second round in this win or go home contest. More Henlopen first round action. This time we head to Tower Hill as they host Lake Forest. The Spartans are 10-5 and have a 4-game win streak coming into this game. Although they are the lower seed coming into this contest, they will give Tower Hill a run for their money. Last year, Lake Forest fell in the first round to Woodbridge, and this season they are looking to avenge that loss. We will have the highlights of both of these games tonight on the Final Score, only on the Delmarva Sports Network at 10:30 p.m. And of course, if you are on the go and you cannot watch it at home, make sure you download the DSN app to watch these postseason field hockey highlights on the go. That's all for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Everyone deserves a crown. The hottest new addition to the Toyota lineup. With distinct styling, the newest Toyota tech, and exhilarating performance of an all-wheel drive hybrid. With available turbocharged power. And like all Toyotas, Crown comes with a no-cost maintenance plan. Toyota, let's go places.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
Transform your outdoor space with Backyard Works. We are Sussex County's one call for all your fence, deck, handrail, pergolas, shower, and trash enclosure needs. Locally owned and operated, we make all our vinyl and aluminum fence right here in Harbison, Delaware, from American-made manufacturers. Cut out the middleman and deal direct. As a TimberTech Platinum deck dealer, our trained team will professionally install your deck that will last a lifetime. Give us a call and let us make your backyard work.
I should change my name to Superwoman. It's not easy to protect them all, especially at back-to-school time. Everyone seems to be damaged, broken, and, with some leaks. But I'm not worried. A visit to your Doc's Inn for school physicals fixes everything, especially when you don't have to wait. You just show up. They make it easy. Now we're ready for school. Here we go. Your Doc's Inn. Feel better faster. The school is waiting.
There's a psycho in my head. I'm closer to the edge, making me feel like I'm living in misery, misery. Answer the call, even in front, you're the one born to save.
93.5, The Beach.
Moments like this, you're faced with an important question. If a ball lands in a cup and no one else sees it, does it count? You bet your sweet 5-iron it does. Somewhere to smile about. Ocean City, Maryland. Oh wait, he's still going. Okay. Nice.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
Today in Bridgeville, members of the community gathered together to eat lunch and bring awareness to domestic violence abuse. The local organization, What Is Your Voice, hosted the event at Heritage Shores from noon to 2. The organization says its mission is to provide a holistic approach to healing for those who are or have been victims of domestic violence. At today's event called Lunch with a Purpose, people participated in raffle games with a chance of winning prizes and donating to the cause.
Let's take a look at our freeze warning that's in effect for tonight. That includes all of Sussex and surrounding areas, starting at midnight tonight and will expire by midday tomorrow. We're looking for that possibility of freezing to occur in all the areas you see highlighted in purple, basically all the inland areas. Along the coast, we're watching out for actually a bit of frost to form in those areas, and then it stays a bit breezy along the shore. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended and exclusive forecast. Cold, obviously, Thursday night going to Friday, but then we warm up nicely going into the weekend. 68 to near 70 on Saturday, and 3 more days of temperatures near 70.
Thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News. That's at 11. Have a great night.